and you start to see this boy right here, and then followed by this, you see this long engulfing candle to the bottom side, you know that price is going to do what? Probably soon. Probably going to change, right? And so you get your next confirmation when it starts to cross out. This would tell you that it's going to be a shift, and this would mean to get out or to basically get out and now go into a buy itself, and now ride it while it's going down. I have more examples. All right, you guys might want to take a picture of this. This is good. You got your one. Oh, I forgot. I didn't do it. Boom. All right, same type of situation here. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. So again, you got in at the bottom of the mountain here, right? You got this long engulfing candle. You're like, yeah, it's showtime, right? You can see that these two lines are kind of spread apart. So the further that they spread apart, stronger the move. All right. So when you start to see these two lines like really spread apart, you know it's really showtime. So you want to ride the wave. It hasn't broken through me. My scary tail probably would have. As soon as it broke through here, it touched this, get me out of there.
It's moving.
Yeah, so I use, so when you go into your menu before and you click and you put in your exponential moving average, you can put in, you know, the frame that you want. I'll put in an 8, and then I'll go into it again with another moving average, and I'll put in 21. So I have to.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks.
And my 8 is usually red, and my 21 is blue.
So the red is, so the 8 is actually, what does 8 actually mean?
8 is actually, so when you set your coordinates, the closer to,
I know it's closer,
It's
it's
gonna-
what you're gauging, but I'm just curious, is it 8 pips from, you know, a gap or something, or what's the logic behind it?
it's an average. Yeah, it's based on the average it's based on the average of candles, yes. So yes,
Average of 8 candles,
going back
going back.
previously.
There you go, you answered my question, thank you.
Anybody want to expand?
So the 8 and 21, you count the amount of candles.
Yeah, no, you have some traders who do more long-term trading. They
Okay.
may do, if you're like a swing trader, you might want to look at like the 200 EMA. What do you think, Sean?
50, that's the low.
Spilla is not, hey, what's up, brother? Spilla does three, and the 200 is one of his. He does a 50, 200, and I want to say the 8. I want to say he does 8 as well. So again,
He does a 50, 20, and 200s and an 8.
there you go. Who's that?
Hold this for me.
There you go.
What did you do?
50, 20, 200.
That's the average.
Oh, 50 candles back then 200, then, 50, then 20 candles, then 208.
Yeah, but I only use, me personally, just gonna give you my style, I use the 8 and the 21, because I'm more of a swing trader, so I'm more looking at the 1 and the 4-hour charts. So I wanna look at how price is actually hugging. So it depends on what your trading style is gonna be, is gonna determine what type of moving average you're gonna use. Let me give you guys a few references.
So you using both of the different moving averages on here?
I only use me personally, I use the exponential.
So I'm saying like the example, is this an example of both or is this an example?
Yes,
of just
yeah. The next one is gonna show the simple.
Okay. No, I'm saying this is the simple and the MA?
No, this is actually the exponential moving average right here.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, was it both of them? Or was
Yeah,
it just-
both are exponential moving average.
Like,
Both.
Okay.
Here, here.
I just want to clarify, with the Spilla, it was a 50 simple, a 20 simple, 200 simple, and an 8 exponential.
That's what he uses for his strategy. Now here's what I'll personally tell you guys. Definitely go to your go to intermediate 1 or intermediate 2. Not which one to talk about. But then also there are additional videos out there to really break down again, once you take a look at your style of trading, because everyone is gonna be different, whether they're gonna be a scalper or a swing trader or intraday trader, whatever you are. I would Google the best, moving average to what you are, to your style of trading. All right. And then there are several videos that because for me personally, when I look at the first video on moving average, it gave me an idea. Okay, this is moving average, totally understand that. But I really wanted to get a more thorough breakdown, so I started looking at hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of videos on just the moving average. The same thing I did with trend lines, the same thing I did with everything else. All right.
So you're saying those things are going back, the 8 to 21 is going back?
That's correct. Based on an average. And that's why it's hugging, that's why it's hugging price the way it's hugging. Does that make sense, guys?
You might open the room a second here, son. You might not have, you got your clicker.
Yeah, I keep it. Okay. Same type of situation here. Again, you have a crossover. Price is on top of the line. When price crosses over, it's starting to go into somewhat of a sell.
Connected, you know. I'm gonna tell
So
you.
grab a few pips. Enter here. Going up the ladder. Crossover, get out.
Go to,
Crossover.
my same song. And put in W.
So this is simple. Price is actually hugging it a little bit tighter. I don't know what this is. I pulled this off. This is the 9 and 18 simple average. So this is really hugging price very, very close.
Ladino, what does it mean when it smooths it out?
What do you mean?
That term when, that the moving averages smooths out, that's what they keep saying in
He's
the.
talking about, is it, what's it, now I forgot.
When it spreads out,
Can you hold this for a second? I'll put my connection on.
Let's keep it here.
consolidation.
Consolidation, is that what you're talking about, when it consolidates?
You talking about like right here, when it says it's smooth out like here, this means that it's consolidating?
Right.
It means that price is not really going up or going down. It's
Okay,
actually just like,
okay,
Everybody's chilling,
kind of like staying in one little zone,
okay.
okay?
consolidation.
So what I didn't know is that, the moving average is also used as support and resistance, all right? And again, I'm just giving you guys a blueprint to go back and study. These are just giving you guys some aha moments, right? And I'm getting aha moments at the same time. So as the market, as the moving average, to give you an example, as the moving average is going up, it's pinging on here. They're going to break through. Really telling us that, like, yeah, she's really about the action going up to this next level. And so she lost the momentum right here, and if Wick wasn't able to, bust through the line. And so what did it do when it hit the ceiling? Came back down, bounced back down, and then when it hit, now this really shows that this is an area of support because it wasn't able. It wanted to bust through here before, and it wasn't successful. It just wicked it. And it came up. And look what it did over here. Look what history did over here. The same thing, another wick happened here. And it came back up. So now we have another wick touch right here. So this means that I know that maybe from my past, if she actually wicks back up here again, touches this line again, and starts to cross over, that she'll probably go up to this next level. Alright. But I'm waiting for my candles to show up. That's where the candles come in. You want your candles to once you learn the candles, then you can actually see if it's a real move or not to the upside, or if it's a fake out going back to the other side. All make sense?
Yes.
All right. So again, I'm not going to go into depth into candles breaking through because I don't want to go over anyone's head. But this is really show. Guys, man, you're the best. So here's the wick. It touched it, went back up, touched it. So again, if I get another touch on this line, 9 times out of 10, she's probably going to want to get through this line. Once I have a strong, completed candle on this other side, then I know 9 times out of 10 she's going to go ahead. But this is just showing support and resistance. This is where the price rested, and hit it before it went to the other side. Okay, we go back on the other side.
So, you know, when I was trying to look at this,
Mhm.
I was trying to make it the same type of candle. It doesn't matter if it's a bullish or a bearish candle, touch it,
No matter.
okay.
But it shows you if it's really strong support, if it hits the line, and these wicks here are touching the bottom line. So if you can tell me, my brother, why did you choose this model out of all the spots? Just so I'm not.
Talking about the middle one or
The bottom. What made you start here?
That's the low point.
Okay, why did you say this was a low point?
Because currently that's the lowest point of the market.
Yep. And so we take a look at here. This is the lowest part of the market. And then what made you draw a trend line right here?
As you saw that it came up and it touched the high point of the market resistance and then it started to retrace. But then, like you said, it repeated itself and it started to shift back up. So it running another line of support.
So you looked at the fact that it touched here or here? Like where did you look at?
I looked at the fact that it retraced. So that retracement and then bouncing back up, that it started like a new low point.
Gotcha.
So it brought another level of support, but it repeated itself also. So it's an extra confirmation of that, that is a reliable level of support.
So price came down here. It touched the bottom. It came here, so we know this was the bottom, and then it touched here. Then it came up to here, wasn't able to bust through, came down to this floor, bounced off the floor. So we can see that through these wicks. See this wick touched the floor, and it shot back up to the ceiling again. Hasn't busted through yet. Yes, sir.
Now, would you say the middle line, basically, that was the line of support, it broke through, created another low, so now that it traced back up to your top group, and then as it came back down, it came back to that level of support, could have come through, broke through that, and came down to the bottom line. So, in other words, say Monday, it comes down, it hits that middle line, and it breaks through, it has a possibility to come all the way down to the bottom.
Correct.
Is that how?
It could. It could, because it showed that it did it before.
Correct.
Or it could just consolidate and just go up and down for days.
Mhm.
Like this, because this is the 4-hour chart. So it could do this. It could do this dance for a little bit, have a fake me out down here just for a second, and then shoot back up here. So people who would trade it from here, from this point to think that's going to just drop down here, it might not do that. So we can talk about that a little bit closer after lunch. But that's where understanding the candles would come into effect. But we are, this does show this is a strong level of support because it touched the bottom, it touched the top, it kept touching the bottom, kept touching the bottom. Everybody understand? Ronnie, you with me on that? A little bit? A little bit? Oh, okay, we're gonna continue to get it. Sharon, you getting this a little bit? A little bit? Scale 1 to 10? Now tell me how much more I need to review. So that's what I'm asking. So, what about you, Ron?
5.
Okay, that's not bad. Cause I used to be like a 2, sitting there like, yeah, I can. Yeah, it sounds good. Hold the band, sing, and get in, right?
We all used to be like this.
Listen, we family. Over the next 2 months, going into Vegas. I'm thinking Vegas. I need a vacation. All my saints in here, I'm gonna go to Vegas to the water. All right, Bollinger Bands. All right, so I just want to go over this really quickly because again, a lot of us have these things on phone, don't know what it means. Hear Bollinger Bands, don't know the significance of it. Just heard about it, and so we're going to go over this. But again, each segment that we're going through, whether it be support or resistance, is an intermediate 1, 2, it's in technical analysis in our back office. But then if you need more and more and more and more of the same information on that same subject matter, take days at a time and say, okay, today, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna study support and resistance. Today, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna study trend lines. All right? We don't have to be in a hurry to start making the money. Because what happens is once you get this right here, the money is gonna come. And once the money comes, the team is gonna come, right? And so once you get this right here, you know, you're gonna be able to, you know, the money's gonna come. If I would have waited until I got to this point right here to really trade live on my own versus take signals anytime. Take signals when you first get started, it's fine. But trading on my own, if I would have waited until I got to this point, I probably wouldn't have given as much money as I've given to the market. Just wouldn't. So you don't have to rush to, you know, get to trade live. Learn the stuff, take signals, ask questions, take signals, rather from swipe trades, and learn and start to learn why they are giving you the signal in the first place. All right, that's my 2 cents. Bollinger Bands. We're gonna talk about the web analyzer later on, and a lot of the web analyzer gurus talk about the Bollinger Bands. So you have the top side of the Bollinger Band. I got my little clip for that. Okay. So you see this street. You see this street? And now, personally, I don't use Bollinger Bands, but I just want to show you what it means in case someone says, you need to put the Bollinger Bands with the things. All right. So you have the middle of the street, right? When price is above the street, on this side of the street, this is the buying side of the street. Everybody see how that's working out? We have a moving average in the middle that's hugging price. We just learned on the other side, when price crosses over the other side of the street, is in a what? It's in the sell. Right. So you have some people who all they do is they trade using the Bollinger Band. That's how I learned how to trade scalp. If you scalp in the market, Bollinger Bands are really good. So again, on this side of the street, price is in a buy. Price crossed the street, price is going towards the sell. All right. Now you have these two outer rings here and here. Price wants to, when price hits this ring right here, it wants to go back to the middle of the street. Always wants to go back to what's called equilibrium. Now again, something I've been doing this for a long time, don't y'all? So it wants to go back into the middle of the street. So know that when it touches down here, it wants to go back up. It goes on the other side of the street. We know we're in the buying side of the street, and we were on a 4-hour candle, 4-hour chart or 1-hour chart. We know that it would take more time to get across the street. So we know that if it crosses across the street, it's going to be over here. So we know we might be more so in the sell once it touches the tip right here to this side. Like price wants to go from here to here, then to here to here, right? Then it might use this as a resistance. It touches the top, and it's going to go back down, right? So we want to figure out when to get into the market. I never trade when it's actually on the side of the Bollinger Band. I'll wait until I see a strong move to the upside or the top of this, and it's usually going to go to the top of this Bollinger Band. Same thing down here. If I'm trading Bollinger Bands, which I don't anymore, when I saw if I saw a strong candle to the downside, that second candle, I would ride that to the bottom part of the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band, we just learned over here, we learned about support and resistance. The Bollinger Band is one big bubble of support and resistance. Does that make sense? You know? And again, if you guys want to start trading the Bollinger Bands, before you do it, what do you want to do? You want to take days at a time to study Bollinger Band videos. There's hundreds of them out there on YouTube. Again, don't tell your leader. Nathaniel said you don't need Our Markets Live. Go to YouTube and said that's not what I said. Don't have anybody calling me up. I'm just saying that I'm tired of my family doing stuff we don't know why we're doing. And I know this is an absolute blessing. I don't want people to continue to lose because I was losing. And I'm like, I know this works. All right. Stochastic oscillator. Anybody got the stochastic on their phone?
Yes.
Anybody know what stochastic is? No. That's what I'm saying. So that's why we're here. You know, basically the stochastic really shows momentum in the market. Really simple. It shows overbought or oversold zones in the market. So whenever you guys who use the web analyzer, if it's below 20, we know that it's in the strong what, Sean? Yep, it's oversold. If it's above 80, then it's above, it means oversold. Oversold, overbought. it's gonna tell you the direction that the market is going into. So it's just like, the moving average. So when you have the red pointing down to the ground, typically the price is. So you can take a look at this, price was going down. This was actually going down two from Baltimore. Yep. Alright, price was starting to go up, strong moves them up, and price was going up. Price started to taper off here, as we can see, it also started to taper off here. Alright, so, what the stochastic does, I'm pretty sure, we talked to someone else who has more, trading experience I would, they can break that all the way down to the nearest signs, hopefully we still will doing that. But, based on what I look at, when I look at the stochastic, it just tells me the volume. Is there a lot of buyers in the market? Is there a lot of sellers in the market? That's the point blank period. Anybody want to add to that? Anybody? Good brother, did I do a good job of explaining that? Huh?
I don't really rock with the joint like that, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't use
Yeah,
both
I'm
today?
just letting everybody know what it
You
means.
said you don't use both today?
No, or it's fantastic.
Okay.
So, anybody want to add to that?
I mean, it's just like you said, buy, like with the web analyzer, I use it with that, buy below 20, sell above 80, basically, so, basically what you said with the web analyzer, depending on what strategy you're using. Like, I use it with the Sharif strategy, so with the Sharif and the Davin, pretty much works with the stochastic.
It's just telling you if it's a lot of buyers in the market, then you know that the market is going to be, closer towards 20. If there's a lot of sellers in the market, it's going to be closer towards 20. Pointing down to the ground really give you an indication that everything I'm looking at in my chart, yes, it's really going down. If the market was going up and I wanted to make sure that it was strongly going up, the closer that it gets towards 80 or above 80, then I know the market is really strongly going up. Yes, sir.
I would add, also, the lines cross. So.
Yes, sir.
They do just like the moving average as well as the moving average and, who's the other line? We were just doing trend. Moving average, trend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what'll happen typically, let's just say that we were right here, right? What happened in the market is the market was down here, and then what happens is this blue line would start to peak up, right? When this blue line starts to go up, starts to curl up, then this started to change. And just like the EMA, typically when they start to kind of spread apart from each other, I know you guys can't see it, but when you start to spread apart, just like the moving average, when they kind of like spread apart, then you know the market is really going up. And if it's down here, it means that it has a lot of room to go to the upside before it's oversold. Typically, once it gets oversold, then there's going to be, it gets oversold, then it's going to be sellers coming back in the market and sell the market right now.
And the red will start. Right.
Money flow index. Does anyone use this here? Money flow index.
It looks good.
Okay. What do you use it for?
Just further confirmation.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes this just like you said, it confirms this right here. It isn't in fact a lot of buyers or sellers in the market. Whether you use this right, button naked trading too. You most part?
A little bit.
What do you use? RSI, MACD, volume.
Yeah.
Just show some volume. I think we went over this earlier. Just a review. And RSI. So many of us who use the RSI, the strategies with RSI, with the web analyzer, talks about using the RSI. Again, if it's above 70, we know that it's strong buyers in the market. If it's below 30, we know there's strong sellers in the market. If it's below 30, we know it's oversold. Typically, when the market is oversold, it typically does what? Anybody know? If it's oversold, it goes back up. Yeah, goes back up. All right, my brother uses MACD. Talk about MACD.
So basically, I use the MACD, basically confirmation, analyzing for shipping and momentum in the market. So, let's say the candlesticks up, well, not the candlesticks, but the lines on top of the MACD, you use a little pointer, to go on top?
Yep.
No, that's the MACD, the top of the MACD.
You know,
You get the red button.
the lines are going up, like
The
what
red
they're
button.
showing.
All right, so the top part, so let's say, I'm kind of waiting for a shift in the momentum, so when the lines start to shift and move up, this kind of lets me know that the market may, start to go up, so I kind of analyze and see what direction the charts are going in. My lines, I don't have two lines, I have one line, so usually when it shifts, it starts to come up, the line starts to come up as well, and that's more of a second confirmation to let me know that the trend is starting to shift.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I just noticed a couple days ago that the MACD, how the MACD floats up and down. And, now I started to understand that, they were saying, well, when it's at a 0, 0, when it's at the zero line. So the MACD, that whole MACD thing floats. So it was floating to the top. I was like, what the heck? And I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. And it was up towards the high. So, in other words, if there was a gauge there, and for whatever reason I didn't have a gauge, there wasn't a gauge on there. Like I said, you know what do you understand what I'm saying? You see how it's in the middle.
You have the
right now?
equator in the middle?
whole MACD just literally floated on my chart.
Yeah, I personally don't use the MACD a whole lot.
so-
I don't use it at all.
If you wanna like look at the MACD, like, cause how I was using it, I switched it up, so, in the back office, it's a segment on shifting momentums. And, Christopher Turk goes over, how to, actually use the MACD to, analyze the shifting momentums in the market. I wanna check that out, I don't know if anybody else has seen.
Everybody understand that with me? Well, here's what I will say. Thank you for that example. I appreciate that. Here's what I will say. Never have anything on your phone. Never have an oscillator or any indicator when you don't know what it is. All right. Because we all talked about in the earlier portion that we have some really big goals, dreams, wise aspirations, but we have to start to change from really being amateurs in trading. And just taking signals and just kind of just all over the place to, if you're gonna do something, kind of understand why you're doing it, all right? I really didn't know what the MACD was. They just said use it in the web analyzer, and I did it, and I really didn't understand it. And now I have somewhat more of my own interpretation of it, but just make sure that you have an interpretation. You don't have to be a Forex guru, but just understand when this does this. This means that the market is gonna do that. Anybody with me? All right, cool. I'm looking at your faces, and I'm thinking, what time is it?
Quarter.
All right, cool. So we have, when am I gonna come in next segment? All right, so I think this is a good area to get some lunch. All right, let's get some lunch. Click the reset button, get a bunch of caffeine. It's quarter of, so we could be back by like 120, we'll start 1:30. All right? Yeah. I mean,
The bathroom. Hold on 1 second.
Somebody's gonna get here. They're getting ready to so this next